I can make that pigeon noise with my fists.
Pigeon noise with your fists? No.
There's only room for 2 of us in this. One of us, sorry.
I think 2 of us is fine.
Yeah.
Hive Mind Podcast.
What's up? You're watching Hive Mind. We're finally back with another podcast. We're gonna go through many different aspects of this XXL 2019 freshman list.
Many a topic to cover.
Yeah, it dropped this week. Okay, well, last Friday, I think is when it dropped.
Payday. I remember it well.
Okay. So the first thing I want to get into is last year, it was an infamous list for many reasons. I think the main reason being that the headline for that freshman class, it said, "We got clout." Do you remember that?
Not exactly, no.
It says below, it has a picture of all the artists as it usually does. "We got clout."
Like we got milk kind of deal.
It didn't read like that. It just read as like, they always have some sort of little tagline on it. And so I actually forget what this year's was. This year it says
gout.
This year it says a whole lot of gang shit. I guess.
Does it really?
No, it says the drip is unreal.
Oh, it does say that.
Oh no, it says with my slimes slat. So
I mean,
that's more in touch.
Yeah, that's colloquial.
That's everyone. I mean, that's like
my mom yells "slat" at me every night before I go to bed.
Good night, slat.
Tap that hoe up, go straight to bed.
Yeah. Okay. No, it actually says made for this.
That's
like
a little
ESPN,
too.
It's a little ESPN or something.
Yeah, it's a little too inspirational.
NBA
too.
Finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Made for this.
yeah. I don't know about made for this, but you gotta have a slogan
for sure. Let's go through the list. Let's just go across the list really quick, and then we'll jump into it. All right. So first, going from top left over, we got Blueface.
Yep.
We got Comethazine, Tierra Whack, DaBaby, Baby Jesus, Lil Mosey, Rico Nasty, Roddy Ricch, Gunna, YBN Cordae, Megan Thee Stallion, YK Osiris. 11 this year. There were 9 last year. As you may recall, Lil Skies turned it down. Then Rich the Kid was going to be the fill-in. He wanted to be, no joke, on a throne with a crown on amongst the freshmen, as if to say he was the king of the freshmen. That didn't happen. Ended up just being 9 of them. And also Trippie Redd skipped the Cypher. So it was like kind of like almost felt like an off year for XXL.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that the list hasn't been good since 2016. So like, this, at least in the general, discussion around this list has been that it is the best one in years.
Yeah.
That is where everybody is sitting. You can't really find many opinions that say otherwise.
The list is fire, and we got a lot of them right.
Yeah. Well, let's do that first, okay? So 6 months ago.
Pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Well, I don't think we have as much to pat ourselves on the back about as you may think. I went back and looked. So let's see the exact date that we posted ours first, and then we'll compare our lists against what actually ended up happening. So our XXL list came out 6 months ago, December 13th.
My birthday.
Your birthday.
Happy birthday past me.
You turned 24. It was also Mad Ox's birthday. He turned 14. So
much younger than me.
10 years. So ours came out in December, which is, there's something to be said about the fact that it was very early. 6 months ago is like, over 6 months since we made our list.
A couple of the ones on the list hadn't even posted more than 2 songs at that point.
I don't think that that's true, but anyway, either way, let's go through these. All right. My list first was, Juice WRLD, Lil Baby, YBN Cordae, Josiah, Sheck West, Roddy Ricch, Gunna, Blueface, Valet, and Rico Nasty.
I mean, that's 5, right?
I got 5 right. Okay. And then let's go to yours. Cody Shane, Juice WRLD, YBN Cordae, Gunna, Roddy Ricch, Josiah, Comethazine, Uno, Smokey Margella, and D Savage.
4.
You got 4 right. Let's go.
5 feels like a better number.
It does feel like a better number. It is actually a better number.
A better number.
All right, so let's go through the 5 that were wrong first.
Sure.
Juice WRLD. too big for the list, I think would be the consensus. I know he turned it down. I think that the general consensus is he was too big for the list.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a headline world tour right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Lil Baby, probably also too big in my opinion.
Lil Baby just won new artist of the
Best
year too,
artist, yeah,
and I feel like
at BET Awards.
his team like at least knew that he was in contention for, or like could win that, and why do both? I guess.
I don't know. I don't know that they're that connected. I feel like it probably, honestly, he's just so industry connected. Like he was all over the DJ Khaled album. He's just like, he's more so like established. Like if you look at Lil Baby's numbers, like his streaming numbers are bigger than everybody who made the list by a lot. So I think that that's kind of,
that's true.
That's where, and also having Gunna and Lil Baby on the list is kind of like they did Smoke Perp and Lil Pump back in the day. That felt like similar.
Yeah.
But I think Gunna and Lil Baby are both bigger stars. Like there's no Smoke Perp is not comparable to Gunna, and Gunna I would say is the lesser in terms of numbers and industry statistics, all that stuff. Gunna is like Lil Baby's the bigger star at the moment.
Right.
So I don't know. Josiah, too early, I would say.
Yeah, but not far off. I felt like it's pretty close. I feel like this time next year.
We'll get to that. I agree. Sheck West, controversy kind of plagued him. I don't think that they would have put him on based on his allegations at this point.
And we never got another one from him.
That's true. There wasn't really another song after Mo Bamba, and then Live Sheck West, Die Sheck West was pretty big too. But but those were both before we had even made our list. That was way before December. So other than that, Valet, I think honestly that's just like he hasn't had the hit, I guess it would be. And I think he's like respected. I just think he hasn't also dropped. He's about to drop something, and I don't think he's been a headline guy.
It's pretty niche, pretty niche kind of guy.
The most news he's gotten is for dyeing his dog the like flaming hot Cheeto color. Yeah. So and people were like, man, I don't know, that was ridiculous. But anyway, let's go through yours. Cody Shane. I would say 3 years too late might be part of it. That might be like most of the ones you got wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about Juice WRLD.
Smokey had a chance, I feel like.
Well, yeah. So then, Uno, Smokey, I'd say is like the best chance of the people that you got wrong, other than Juice WRLD, obviously. Smokey had a chance. I don't think he's had the hit either. He hasn't broken through. But
D Savage has been dropping music at a more regular basis than he ever has in his career.
He's so established in LA. There's like no reason for him to make it. I don't think that he'd have to break through like the way YG did. Like where like big in LA and then big everywhere else is like that's the bridge he has to cross, I think.
Yeah. Uno never really had a shot.
Yeah, it's just too.
I felt weird about the Comethazine pick at the time, and it's weird to me that it's right.
That's one that I think. Like, let's just analyze the list in general. Honestly, I think that is. There's a few that are peculiar to me. So I would say that the Comethazine one seems odd because he's one of those people that I easily, if he hadn't made it, and we were talking about it in that way, like looking at yours, like you picked Comethazine. Him hasn't had the hit that broke through. Yeah. I would say the closest is Walk or like, something like that. But like there really doesn't seem to be like my guess is there's just unreleased music that XXL heard that's like really phenomenal.
And he fits the mold. Like, he fits that mold so well. Like a little different of a character, but like still in the mainstream.
We've said this before on this podcast, but I mean, to me, Comethazine always read as like a more exciting version of Smoke Perp and Lil Pump in terms of his music is more like enthusiastic. Jarring. He kind of knows how to navigate a song, make a different song every time. I think he has a knack for like really like, I don't know, stylish hype songs that I feel like are like, that's what sticks out for me. So I like the pick. I think Comethazine is more exciting than a lot of the people that they could have picked and put in that spot. So, that's cool. Blueface, I feel like Blueface is weird because 2 months ago, it's like you couldn't have not put Blueface on here. Yeah. But now I'm waiting on something else, Like when is there going to be another thing from him?
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I haven't been encouraged even in any way. There's no snippets. There's no pictures of him in the studio with anybody. I'm like, oh, that's going to be sick.
He just dropped a song with Rich the Kid, but I don't care. Like, that's the thing is I don't really care for that.
I guess my point is like, I don't see the people reaching out to him that I want, that like I see reaching out to other artists. I'm excited about. No one's like, oh, let me get Blueface.
He seems the most of everyone on here like a fad. Like,
Yeah.
there's no fad people on here. Like, the other closest I would say is DaBaby, and that's because I just feel like a lot of his songs sound the same.
Yeah.
And he's also like gonna be controversial. Like, he already is, but inevitably, like, he's getting in all these fights, and his security guard beat up that guy. Like, the bunch of different stuff that just seems like stuff will swirl around DaBaby, but he's just so charismatic, and Suge is like a massive song.
And he's like working with everyone on the list. Like, as I was just looking through the list, like DaBaby's got a feature with half of them already.
Oh yeah.
You know, like he's putting in so much work, at least on that end, like getting onto other people's songs that makes him a real strong pick.
Tierra Whack is like the one that I was really pleasantly surprised to see, because it almost feels like she like doesn't have to be here for them to like, you know, I guess that was the one that I've heard people say is like, this is their predictive one. Like, the rest of them, it's like, these are kind of safe. Everybody's kind of rallying around these people. Tierra Whack is like, there's probably a lot of people who saw this list and didn't know who she was. It probably caters to a different side of hip hop, and probably fans of people who aren't even really big hip hop fans will probably be big fans of her.
She's not even a rapper.
I mean, she is a rapper.
She is, and she's a great one.
Yeah.
But like, her work that she's put out so far is like, you know, it's kind of genreless. Yeah. Like, compared to everyone else. I mean, YK Osiris too has some like more R&B cuts.
I mean, I think YK Osiris is basically like raspy Usher. So like,
fair play.
There's really no reason to put him on this list at all, in my opinion. Like, I feel like I get it. He had
Did
that
Def
song. Jam
get him on?
I don't know. Worth It is the huge song. It has like 42 million YouTube views. Like, that's obviously like a huge song. It has like a goofy skit at the beginning of it. Yeah. He definitely reads like an industry guy who will be like around in the rap world, but
he's 18.
I'm not a fan of him. I'm not going to lie. I don't like any of his songs. I could change my mind. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm also not a big R&B fan. So especially not that type of R&B, like Chris Brown, Usher. I mean, he almost reads like somewhat like a Sway Lee on some of his songs, but it's like, I don't know.
He has a lot of
excite me.
What drew me into it, or like I went in like excited to listen to the few songs he does have out, because he's really like, or at least what he said is that he's inspired by like old soul a lot and new R&B. And so I don't know, I'm yet to hear the old soul kind of creep through, but you can tell in the way he makes a song that he's going to be making songs for a long time.
That's true. Okay, Lil Mosey. I think
that's like the weakest pick in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm just not a Mosey fan. Let's change my mind.
Well, I'm not a huge Mosey fan either, and I think that his wave is crested in a certain way, in that Noticed was huge, and then the follow-up, which I forget the name of it, another Cole Bennett video, was another song that charted. A real 80s sounding beat. I think the thing I've said, I don't know if I've said it on camera or off camera, is that he's from the Pacific Northwest. Like, he's like
Seattle,
a Portland or Seattle dude, and he reads to me like to maybe have like an Amine arc, kind of. Like, he's more like a Little Skies right now, I would say, like, in terms of his appeal, his fan base, like, Lyrical Lemonade, pop rap side of things.
I see what you mean.
But I could see him going an Amine route where he makes some really interesting stuff, and he stylistically, he's just different. He's a likable kid. Like, when you hear him talk, I never get the feeling of like
he's blowing it off,
or that his head is too big or anything. Like, he just seems like a down to earth like kid who's probably capable of a lot more, and he's 16, so like, or 17, so like. I just think
it's arc might be a little optimistic though, because I've yet to see like a creative tinge to anything he's doing that would remind me of, or like even give me the hope that he's about to like switch it up, maybe. But he is so young that it's
for sure
impossible to call.
Roddy Ricch, I think, one of the strongest picks on this list, in my opinion.
Definitely one of the guys I can take like the most serious, or like one of the picks that I can really take serious. Everybody else, or a lot of the picks have come and or like used fads to their advantage, or like played trends. Roddy Ricch is just kind of, if anything, he's setting a trend.
I would say that there's probably a lot of people that like, if you remove Roddy Ricch from this spot, there's a lot of people you could put in that spot that would fill that void. But I think Roddy Ricch is like the one who's going to be around the longest. So like, you know, and maybe that's not true. I'm not saying like that these guys are going to go away right away, but you know, there's Cowboy, there's Polo G, there's Lil TJ. There's like a lot of people who do this melodic style that sounds like it's from Atlanta, but that none of the guys are from there. So this guy, I mean, he's from Compton, and then you've got Cowboy's from Chicago, Polo G's from Chicago, TJ's from New York. you got a bunch of guys doing that style. And to me, Roddy Ricch reads as like the most real, the most authentic, the most like the streets are going to get behind him, and also the one who can cross genres the easiest. So like you've seen him do songs with Marshmello. He's on a Post Malone remix, and then he's still putting out the kind of like potent struggle rap, hood anthem type of music. But his stuff just reads as like there's just something more to it. I feel like he's so versatile. Like he'll be around forever. If
03 Greedo wasn't in prison, does he take his spot?
No, Greedo's too. I mean, I don't know because you can't really predict what Greedo would be doing out of here, but I don't think that he and Greedo are really similar enough. Yeah, I don't think that that's like, I think they could coexist on this list probably, but I don't know that Greedo would have made it. He's older and like he would have had to have one big breakthrough hit, and I think the big breakthrough, sadly enough, a lot of people heard about him because of his case. Right. So it's like, you know, I would love for Have Never Been to gone further, but you don't know. It just doesn't.
Corday's a pick I'm real happy with.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that he's on there. I think he's got super bright future. That's the one with Chance that just came out. It's a nice bop.
I like that one too, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Corday is like I think he's the most exciting lyrical pick. There's some people you could have put here too, like Boogie, Joyner Lucas. I mean, Joyner Lucas is probably late in the game for that. He's been around a while. A lot of Dreamville characters could have shown up there too, but yeah, I mean,
him and Tierra Whack are going to be like head to head in the Cypher. I feel like.
Well, yeah, we'll get there too. We'll get there. Rico Nasty is probably like my favorite pick, I would say. Like, I'm really happy that she showed up here. I picked her this year and I picked her last year. So I was just rooting for her to get to this point. And she's the one that I'm glad people weren't evaluating, like, does she have a hit? Because I don't think she has a hit. But I think that she has a lot of stuff that's broken through to lots of different audiences. She has a project with Kenny Beats. She obviously stands out on the cover.
Yeah, one of the most different artists on here for sure.
Yeah, and especially in the way that she decided to portray herself here is I'm excited to see what she does with that, and then kind of like what she uses this boost, like where she uses the boost to go. Like, I don't know. She's unpredictable to me because when I first started listening to her, it was a lot of like auto-tune pop rap. Like her projects were called Sugar Trap, and like that was literally how it sounded. And then it went heavy metal. So it's like, I don't know that that's where she's going to be forever.
Volatile creativity.
Yeah. Gunna, interesting because I thought that his last project was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I really loved him last year.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. And something that's been interesting is people have been pointing out that like every cover is supposed to have a star on it. And if you notice, like they're all wearing like these kind of like subdued colors, and he's in this orange suit.
Yeah.
And there's like something that reads like he's the main guy on this.
Yeah, but and they're all reacting, and he's just kind of steadfast.
And I think that's industry. That's like the industry would want that, but the people aren't like the most excited about Gunna of everybody on here.
I wouldn't think so.
But I mean, it makes sense for him to be here, I guess. It's like the safest of the safe that you could have on this list, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, we already talked about like DaBaby having his own controversy outside of music. Yeah. But I mean, musically, I feel like right now he'd belong there, or be like the most exciting to everybody.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then Megan Thee Stallion.
That was a obvious pick as of like the last month.
Yeah.
But in December, I didn't know who she was, admittedly.
Oh, I mean, I knew who she was in December. I don't know if we brought her up in the video. I think I did. Yeah, I brought her up. Like I brought her up in the video, but like,
you can probably see me going, who?
But I mean, I admittedly have said before that I wasn't that excited about her music. I even like said a lot of people were comparing her to Cardi B, and some of it read to me like Iggy Azalea-isms. But now I would say that I've been proven wrong for the most part. Her project's pretty cool, and she's like can rap. Like, yeah. And she's so made for like the industry to latch onto that, like, I think within 6 months, she's like out of here. Like, maybe not the level of Cardi B, but like close. Oh, easily. Yeah. Like, she's probably already doing that. And then,
she's definitely one of the ones with the most music out too. Like her, Gunna, Rico, all have like a lot of music out compared to.
DaBaby's been doing it forever.
How many albums does he have out?
Like 7.
Okay.
Like that. Like
that's got to be the most then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and then that's everybody that we talked about right there. So yeah, I mean, overall, I do think it's a good list. I'm interested like I think I'm more interested to see what they do ciphers and freestyles than I have been in a minute. Real quick, I want to see who you think was left off, who was snubbed, who were like the main. We talked about Juice WRLD and we talked about Lil Baby. Those are kind of like the main ones that people think probably turned it down.
Yeah, but I mean, where's Nas X at?
Lil Nas X. I think that is the other one that a lot of people are buzzing about.
Who wouldn't want a freestyle from him?
I would love it. Here's the thing. There are stipulations. Like there are rules with XXL where you have to have a project out by the time the list comes out. And so for me, what I thought was happening, because Nas X announced his project coming out Friday before people knew that the list was coming out Thursday. So I thought, oh, he's trying to sneak it in so that they can make it look okay for him to be there.
But I don't think Osiris has a project out.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
He doesn't on Spotify.
Okay. And Corday doesn't.
Right.
Corday did a mixtape with Namir and Almighty J, but he doesn't have his own project out. And so I think that Lil Nas X, they probably, at the time that they were picking the list, the controversy around Old Town Road was probably, I think the song had to be at number one. It's been number one for 12 weeks at the time of filming of this. And so they said they did the photo shoot for it April 22nd. So it was made, at least in April. Okay, well, it's been number one since April. So I don't know. I mean, I think that it's probably a mix of the cowboy aesthetic thing might age not as gracefully. If they have Lil Nas X on the front and a cowboy hat, people might be like, what the heck? Yeah. And also, I think that it's probably just like, you can't put somebody on the list off one song. Like there was nothing else to put in anywhere. Yeah. So that, to me, I think that's just being smart for them. And then I wrote down here the other people, Polo G, Cowboy, NLE Choppa. Yeah. NLE Choppa is one that I think, being Young Money, being around Birdman, having Shot of Flow is platinum. It's like one of the biggest songs of... I thought he was going to be on it. I was surprised not to see him on there. Mm-hmm. That is one, I think the industry would have loved to have him there. Yeah. Probably fought to have him there too. Probably. Who knows? I wrote down Young Bands too. I don't know. It might be a little late and a little quiet for him, but he's working though. I mean, he's got things popping off. I feel like he's no longer on a big ascent. Like this time last year, I felt him going places, but I feel like he's kind of in his lane right now and pretty comfortable there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was curious. I think that Comethazine and Young Bands both you could have switched out Comethazine for Young Bands and it might have been interesting depending on what he's got in the can. Because he also has only put out EPs. I don't think Bands has put out a full project. And he's doing the thing with YNW Melly. Because that's another one, obviously. If YNW Melly was out, I think he'd be on this list. Well, yeah, I think so too. But, I mean, depending on, I don't know, A song with Kanye, though? Well, I'm just saying, if the case wasn't public, if he was out and the case was still pending or something like that, I think it would be tough for them to put him there. Because it's can you really get behind a guy who you don't know what's going to happen with that? But at the same time, I think it's a no-brainer if that case doesn't come up at all. I think it's that project was a smash hit. Yeah, and it was great. Yeah. All right. Other than that, I can't think of anybody that's really obvious, had to be there or something that they didn't include or that we didn't talk about. No, I'm trying to think, and I'm running festival lineups through my head, who's out. Mm-hmm. I mean, no, I can't think. I thought Mason Ramsey could have made it. Man, that would have been tight. Where is the token 12-year-old white kid? Oh yeah, there's no Mad Ox. There's no Mad Ox on here. It's not like he was following some, what would you call it? Legacy of 12-year-old white kids. He kind of broke the mold there. Yeah, by turning 14. Right. Okay. Best freestyle and worst freestyle. Who are your bets? Let's go worst first. Yeah, worst is first. Worst is fun. Let's look at this list again. Worst freestyle. I think, now keep in mind, this is no beat. So for Blueface, very advantageous. Helpful for him. Can't be off beat if there is no beat. Is that what it is this year, acapella? It always is. Oh, okay. Freestyles are always no beat. Yeah, it favors Blueface. I'd want to say he's the worst, but I'm going to just say, man, I feel like Mosey's going to have a bad one. Yeah.
He's like the most likely for some reason out of all these. I feel like to show up super high, and that person always does really bad when they're really high.
Comethazine is the most likely to show up super high,
He was
bro.
my second thinking.
I think Comethazine and Lil Mosey and YK Osiris all have a chance to have a bad freestyle.
Yeah.
Because I think...
I don't want to say YK because he's also the most likely to surprise me a shit ton out of this group.
Yeah.
Because I just haven't... I've
think
never heard him freestyle.
I think if Comethazine didn't take it seriously, we're looking at a real contender for best. Like if he did some dumbass shit. I think Blueface, I want to say Blueface is going to have a bad freestyle. I know that I was like, the joke is that there's no beat, but I really think it could be really bad. I don't expect it to be good.
Over under, he says Blueface baby 5 times.
Blueface, baby. He just does that the whole time. Honestly, I would not be surprised if he rapped Tatiana.
Just a song.
Some people do that. There's been some people do
JID
songs.
did like a partially written one last year, didn't he?
Everybody does like a lot of them. If you go back, it'll be like something that became a song later. Or some people like Pump did a Sked It. He did a Sked It. And like that song was out. Like he's an idiot. But there's always something like that. I don't know. Best. I'm gonna say Tierra Whack.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tierra Whack or DaBaby, and I feel like I'm gonna say DaBaby instead of Corday because Corday might come in with some slick shit, but DaBaby's gonna come in with so much energy that that's the one that could really go viral. I feel like if he starts snapping and is really on it, people are gonna share that MFer around.
Yeah, I think humor will play a big factor in that. It has to be hard and it has to be funny. If he does something funny, then we're looking at like a contender for best.
Absolutely.
I think it's also how it just depends on how you judge it,
Yeah.
But I think the sleeper for me is definitely Megan Thee Stallion because she can freestyle, like actually freestyle.
Okay.
And also, I'm fucking so mad that Juice WRLD is not on here.
Yeah, for the Cypher.
For the Cypher.
We could have let him go for 2 hours.
Yeah, I made a joke on Twitter. I'm putting it on the screen right now. That I think XXL was scared to put Juice WRLD on because he would filibuster during the freestyle. So
I'm never passing over.
He just would never stop. He'd actually freestyle so long that he'd be on the 2019 and 2020 XXL Freshman List. So anyway, Cypher. Let's go to the Cypher. Beat is the factor now. There's a beat. And also the DJ for this year is DJ Scheme, who was X's DJ. So what do you think?
Well, if that's the case, Rico's got a good chance because if she comes out screaming,
okay,
it'll be live. But
yeah, that would definitely disrupt some things. That'd be sweet.
I think Corday is the obvious pick for Cypher here because he's got the ability to do things off the top and like take other people's words into play, and I just see him as like the most lyrical guy on this, and so Cypher is going to favor him.
He's probably been in the most ciphers of everybody in here. You know what I mean?
Besides me,
besides you, besides Vanessa, who picks the list. She's like a 40-year-old white woman.
She loves ciphers.
She spits. I think that I'm gonna say Tierra Whack and DaBaby are my picks. DaBaby, the thing is, I could see him doing some shit like, I don't know, just like stealing the show in a certain sense, like getting up there and just like doing something kind of like, very showboaty, theatrical, something like pointing to people in the room, like some sort of big thing. I just feel like Tierra Whack is like so goddamn good at rapping.
Yeah, she's unparalleled.
Like, crazy. But she also did eat a bag of chips for her XXL freshman pitch. And so she might troll the shit. Like, who knows like how...
Yeah. If anyone's going to be mad to be put in the corner and be like, you're a rapper, rap, it's going to be Tierra Whack.
I don't know. I still think that might be like... like Comethazine or like, I don't know. One of these people who just like aren't going to take it as seriously. I don't know. But... I don't know.
Is YK gonna sing?
That's what I don't. He is like, they always pick a singer, but he is the singer who raps the least that I've ever seen get picked. Like,
he's only got 5 songs out.
They picked
music out.
They picked like P&B Rock, and it's like, okay, he raps sometimes, but he's mostly a singer. But like, and he's also like presents like a rapper. Like, YK Osiris like legit is gonna be like Usher in like 10 years, and like just can't. Why does he on here?
I mean, he can come through with bars. I've heard Usher rap, and it's sweet, but
Yeah.
it feels a little out of place, and it feels like Def Jam, like kicked the door open for him. It doesn't feel that, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be, I don't know like why we would do this, but we're going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Let's rank worst to best futures that they're going to have.
Oh,
The rest of their lives.
Musically speaking, strictly.
Personally, mostly. I would say like, just based on
Who's got the highest credit score out of this group?
Who's going to have the highest credit score? Who's going to rank them lowest to highest net worths in 10 years predictions?
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. But no, yeah, let's futures in the music industry. I want to see where we go worst to best.
Okay, worst to best.
Yeah, so who do you think is going to flop out of everybody in here? Who's going to be the worst?
Blueface.
Blueface, really?
Yep.
You don't think he's made so much money off Tatiana that he could probably invest that and make more money than a lot of people here?
I see him as like, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't care if he ever makes a song better than Tatiana.
Okay.
And that's why I feel like if he just keeps releasing music, it's just going to accumulate like a library of just songs worse than the initial hit.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think Comethazine has the worst future of everybody here. But that's because I think he's never had a song on Billboard, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe he has, but I don't think so. And also, he seems to have the worst attitude of probably everybody here. So, like, as much as I'm probably going to bump some Comethazine, I just can't see it going very well for him.
Fair enough.
And I would say, like, it's not even, like, on what I like, because I don't like YK Osiris's music, but he's going to do well in the industry. It's just like a fact. And so, I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll flop. I don't know enough about, like, how R&B works, but, like, to me, being here probably means he's going to be successful. So, yeah. I don't know. I think
top left corner to me screams, like, the most risky stock to invest in, if we're saying that. Like, who's going to have a continued increase in their popularity? That, I don't know, Mosey, Comethazine, and Blueface are like...
Yeah, I think they are definitely that's the wobbliest corner right there. That could definitely fall apart at any moment. I think Blueface, I definitely see what you mean. He's definitely in the lower half for me, but yeah. And then after that, I think... I'm
going like Megan Thee Stallion after that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think Megan Thee Stallion is... I don't know. Too much star power. Too young. Like she's pretty young. She's pretty young. She's like 23 or 24. And I feel like she could easily have a Cardi B arc. So
yeah, but that arc was just paved too. She's always going to be following right behind that if that's like the route she continues.
The route, the path is new.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Cardi B is a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj is probably the main trailblazer. But then like, for people like this to be that big, I think Megan Thee Stallion is probably going to be good. I think she's going to,
fair play.
She's probably going to make a lot of money. I think that like she's towards the top for me, honestly, in terms of like the brightest futures.
So who comes next after that left corner then for you?
All right. So I would say for me, it goes Comethazine, Mosey, Blueface. Then I'm going to go YK Osiris. So I think this is worst to best. So Comethazine, Mosey, Blueface, YK Osiris. After that, just in a predictive sense, I'm going to go with DaBaby.
Okay.
Because I think that he could fall apart.
Yeah.
I think that its controversy could plague him. And I think it's either one or the other. It's either he's going to be one of the biggest rappers like ever, but I also think if his wave dies down and he gets caught up or catches a case, it could look pretty bad.
He's also probably the most in danger of oversaturating himself.
Yeah, for sure.
He just keeps hammering home the same delivery and stuff, which is sick and it's infectious now, but
yeah. Then I'm going to go Gunna because I think that I think there's a lot of people doing that whole like lane, you know what I mean? Like the Young Thug family tree has a lot of people in it. And like, to me, there's people who are a little more charismatic. And I think that Gunna will be kind of one of those people who like 5 years down the line, a Gunna feature still means something big, but like there won't be as many like chances for him to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So I think that like I think Lil Baby has double the star power of Gunna.
Facts.
So I think that puts him in a shadow. After that, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to.
This is tough for you because you're a fan of this.
I'm going to go Rico Nasty because I think Rico Nasty is a little bit niche. So I think she'll have a good future, but I don't think that like she'll be like the
Top
biggest
5
star.
star,
Yeah, I don't think that like is in her stars, but I hope, but I just, the way the music industry looks right now, I can't see it happening that way. After that, I'm going to go Cordae because I think.
Now we're into the top.
Yeah, we're into the top
third.
4,
Yeah, top
you know?
4.
So I think Cordae is really good, really talented, but could easily kind of like level out as one of those lyrical dudes who has a big fan base but can't like transcend to that level. Like I don't think he'll get to a Chance the Rapper level. I don't think he'll get to a J. Cole level. I think it'll be somewhere below that, but I think he'll be very successful. And then I'm gonna go Tierra Whack. Because I think she's like the next Missy Elliott in a lot of ways, but I also think that maybe there's not as much commercial success that she's aiming for. Like I think she'll have a lot of success in this industry and be like a legend,
A big game changer.
Yeah, but I don't see it as like #1 records.
Yeah,
I hope again, like you know, like Tierra Whack and Rico Nasty are my favorite artists on here.
To me, she just reads as like so cerebral that she's gonna find her way into like. I could see like her releasing like, you know, a top rap album. I could see her releasing like a Miseducation. Type deal. Like where it's lyrical, creative, new, and like a blend of everything that's going on and the past. Like she's smart enough to give us something like that.
I could see that. I think Roddy Ricch is like has like a future arc. Like I think he could be like the next Future. Like legitimately be massive like Drake level, like not quite Drake level because I think Drake there's like a certain level of like celebrity Hollywood like thing that he doesn't quite have, but I think that he will be putting out records like Future in 5 to 10 years. People will still be like the new Roddy Ricch, you know, like so. And that's one I feel kind of like a thing in my stomach of like maybe that won't happen for him, but I see him as just like a massive talent. And then I think Megan Thee Stallion, I'm going to put #1, honestly.
Wow. Okay.
I think Megan Thee Stallion just like is so marketable. I don't think that I have like, I'm not as excited about Megan Thee Stallion.
Did you even say Osiris in there?
Yeah, he was like 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Actually, I'm going to move Osiris up a few spots because he's named after those shoes. And
love those shoes.
Those
we need
shoes,
a sponsor.
YK Osiris collab. I'm actually going to hit up his publicist and see if that's what his name means.
It's his last name.
So,
it's his last name.
Is it?
Yeah.
God damn it. Wait, is he part of the Osiris family fortune? Is that like the people who made the shoes?
Yes. His parents are shoes, actually. They're a pair.
Oh my God, that's so cute. But he also, they've got massive Hot Topic money and Journey's money behind him.
Stacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me worst to best would be, I'm going to go Blueface, Mosey, Comethazine, Megan Thee Stallion, Gunna, then Osiris, and then I'm going to go Rico, Cordae, Roddy Ricch, DaBaby, Tierra Whack on #1.
Interesting.
I think she has the brightest future out of everyone because of her versatility.
Okay.
If Osiris could rap as good as Tierra Whack, he'd be in that same conversation of having, you know, sung some really great R&B, but she's the only one that I see having the crossover ready potential like right now.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Sweet. Also, what do you think about, this is kind of interesting, what do you think about Billie Eilish, Lil Yachty, and Lil Bibby being on the list too?
What are they doing on there?
I don't know. They're just chilling over here. Maybe they missed the shoot. Lil Yachty gets to be on it twice. That's sick. He was in 2016. And
I'm so confused by this. What are they doing over there?
Dude, it's a magazine cover. There's the other part.
Oh, they're just in there. It's like an interview.
Look at Jay-Z / For Prez is on here.
I almost forgot what magazines were for a second. When you said that word, it took me a second. I was like, what the fuck's a magazine?
What is that? All right. Last thing here. We're gonna
sweat.
Yeah, we're sweating, so we're gonna get out of here soon. But early predictions for next year.
Oh,
'Cause
real early.
We're going to be back in like 5 or 6 months doing this whole prediction thing again. And I'm going to aim for a higher percentage every year. I'm going to try to get like 7 right on this next one. And I'm trying to be, I got to be a little smarter because there were some ones that I picked. I was like, why did I pick those? Anyway.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's look at it. So early predictions for next year. Are there any that missed it this year that you think, okay,
that's what I'm
next
thinking.
year they got it?
If Nas X has a number 1 song in him again, I think so.
Panini and Rodeo both have a shot, for real.
Yeah. I think he's got the chance to be slept on this year, but get a EP and maybe a full album under his belt and then be like a centerpiece type guy next year.
I think Polo G is like a perfect one where he's big right now, but not too big, and will have a big next 6 months that will make it look very obvious by the time we get there. I think his project, I forget what it's called. I've been listening to it a bunch though. It's so good. His project is like one of my favorites of the year. So if you haven't listened to Polo G, check that out. It's like really, really, really good. Other people that I don't think like missed it this year technically, but will be in position next year. Like we said before, I think Josiah is going to look a lot better by the time the next year rolls around because I just know that his unreleased music is super, super crazy. Some of the stuff I've heard and then heard about, he's really got something crazy coming. And I think he's already got that kind of like pre-XXL buzz that people like. He's got the perfect like soil, ready, and it just has to be planted. It's fertile soil. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of someone.
I have Belize.
Yeah.
Belize
I
is
like
like
that pick.
my favorite rapper, period, right now. So if you don't know who she is, check her out. She's from Charlotte. And she just signed to Lil Aaron's little record deal. There's some other like cool artists on that little group or whatever.
Little record deal with Lil Aaron.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she's like, seriously, like I'm like addicted. She has like 4 songs like that are out. Like she took some of her songs down, her old songs, but like favorite rapper for real. Like she's gonna be so big. So definitely check out Belize if you want to be early. We talked about her in our Rappers That Will Blow Up video.
Man, I'm the only people I can think. I'm thinking like I'm just so stuck in R&B.
Okay.
But like an R&B person that could maybe be in a position to make it next year because he's shown signs of kind of being able to rap. Lucky Day.
Oh, that's interesting.
I could see him being like a singing pick because I think he's got huge pop potential.
Yeah, he's cool. He's really cool.
And I think he could have like a few hits and maybe another album. And I'm just like speculating here that he could start rapping more just because I've heard like hints of it in songs. And I'm like, oh damn, he sounds sweet.
That level though, like, or that like that style or that lane like doesn't get picked by XXL. It's just like how it works.
The soul action lane.
Like
that
Smino, Masego, like none of them would ever like have a shot, which is a bummer. Like they're great artists, but I don't know. It just doesn't. I think Tierra Whack's like the closest they've ever gotten.
But maybe that's like a step in the direction. Maybe it continues to go that way. It all depends on the zeitgeist.
I think Keaton got it, like depending if they blow up too big, because they're kind of like, it was like the same deal. It's like Gunna and Baby last year were like a little too like late, but I don't know. They would have been like smart to pick them last year. This year, Gunna feels like a late pick. Lil Baby's not even on it because he's out of here. Yeah. Keaton got it. It's like if
same deal.
One of them was on it this year, it would have made sense. Got it, but then now Key just put out a project that's like he's the main one. So like
sweet,
great project, super good. And so I think that they, depending on what happens, if they blow up too big, then they're too big. But one of them's gonna make it next year, probably.
Another one I just want to get in there that could make it next year. Season.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Season.
Season's gonna have some heat out this time next year.
From Cincinnati, he has a song with Juice WRLD. He's teasing another one. He's part of like Juice WRLD's little camp. They're going around on tour right now. You're going to hear a lot of Season.
He's starting to make his way into festival lineups. And I think he's going to be a great performer because that like melodic kind of style is like, I don't know, just so sweet. And he's really good at it. And there's not that many people doing it at a high level.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lot of people trying to do it at a low level, then just
go
a handful.
Go on SoundCloud.
Go on
it's
there.
It's like everybody trying to be Juice WRLD right now. So,
but I feel like he'll tour really well and kind of has opened the door for himself to be on some big shows already.
Another one, I think, NASCAR Aloe.
Yeah, I thought that too.
NASCAR is just like such a buzz name right now. Like if you go to like anybody who streams. So if like there's like like Adam 22 does it, or Patrick CC does it. A lot of people do it where you send in songs or whatever, and then people just like to say, play this new song, play this new song. I see NASCAR Aloe's name more than probably anybody. And I think it's like half aesthetic recognition of like, look at this kid with blonde spikes on his head and face tats and angry energy. And then half his music is also to that level. And I know Cole Bennett's a huge fan and they're about to do some stuff together. NASCAR Aloe is just like one of those things where it's like, I can't see based on how he looks and how people react to him not making it to that level. It just kind of depends on how it manifests. Like, I think it could be too left field for XXL. I think Rico Nasty shows them, like leaning into that direction a little bit. But I think he's like...
It all depends on the year he has.
Yeah. But I mean, he calls himself the next Sid Vicious. There's like a lot of that energy is making its way into rap. And I think that he, like Zilla Kami, reads to me like a huge star. And so...
agreed.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good chance.
And then last one for me, I think, is Snot. I think still has a big chance. I think based on just a lot of different factors, he reads to me as like, I don't know, able to cultivate a fan base better than a lot of people in rap. And he's starting to do his interviews and he's unsigned. He's doing all these, doing these festivals without
he's hilarious.
He's really funny. He got a song placed on that new Drake HBO show that I'm pretty sure, like, I could be wrong. I think 40 curated the soundtrack. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But he's on that. Billie Eilish was playing his song in her car. Gauche is a huge song.
Has a huge fan base, really, and he just kind of has to dip his finger toe into like normal his finger toe into like the normal fan base too. He has like that cult internet base right now, which is so devout and so powerful, but he needs that one little peep into the other world. Yeah,
probably a feature, something like that.
Hive Mind interview, something like that.
Hive Mind interview. I would do it. Shout out Snot. I'm pretty sure he follows us. I think he follows me.
I hope so.
Oh my God, you gotta chill. Other people, I'm just gonna name off random people that I think are tight.
Ric Flair.
Oh, okay. Just like anybody.
Anybody who thinks tight.
Rob Schneider.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Let's see. One of the Duffer brothers from Stranger Things.
For sure, one of them's tight.
I forget which the other one isn't.
Not tight.
Not very cool. But no, other rappers that I think are cool. I think Convolk is great. I wonder where he's gonna end up like within the next year. I think Big Baby Gucci is tight. I think he's making a lot of waves. I think Austin Skinner is kind of cool. He's got that song with Belize, and he just reads to me as pretty marketable.
I saw a promo for the Dreamville thing out today, and it made me think of how big of a year Too Rich could have.
Too Rich Benji. Shout out Too Rich Benji.
I think he could have a really big year.
Evan the Redheaded, my favorite rapper. Period. Suicide Rascal.
He looked like my mom. That's the funniest part about him. Suicide Rascal.
Oh yeah, he does kind of look like your mom.
So weird. I keep thinking that.
Well, yeah, that's weird. And all he eats is Cheez-Its, and he hasn't showered in a week and a half.
Doesn't pay rent either.
He lives here, doesn't pay rent. Lil Darky. Let's see what Lil Darky is going to do.
Yeah, all a gunk rock. Let's see.
Also, stay tuned. We got something really special coming. Oh, another one actually for XXL that I think is like a weird pick that could make sense. Cal Scrooby.
Oh, yeah,
next year. That would be so tight if he made it from Ohio. Yeah. He's older, but and he's obviously you've heard of him probably. He's had like a weird arc to his career, but right now is like the most buzz he's ever had. He's putting out a video for every single song on his album, all produced by DJ Corbett, one of the best producers.
Yep.
Look out for something with him soon too. But I think
he could be on the scene.
Yeah, he could be out there doing, and he would be great on a freestyle.
Absolutely.
All right, we're done. That's
enough speculation.
That's enough.
You got your list though. I hope you're happy with it.
I'm also waiting on the Vanessa. She always does an interview on the Breakfast Club to explain how they picked, who they picked, and kind of like just like give the lowdown on like the process that they went through. And I'm really curious to see, but it hasn't happened. So for now, you can watch this and see what we think. And then next week, freestyles and ciphers, whichever one they start. The interviews, all the XXL coverage will probably start next week. So this is a little precursor to that. And another way to check in a year, you can check back and see if we were really far off on our picks for next year. Yeah, we're gonna keep getting better at predicting these things, and
you're gonna keep watching it because we love you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And
drink water too.
Yeah, drink some water. Send us water bottles in the mail.
Thank you.